the day the throne shook. No human had ever been allowed inside the throne hall of Zarathuen. The hall itself was older than most stars, an immense cathedral carved from living obsidian, its walls breathing faintly with bioluminescent veins that pulse in rhythm with the Empress's thoughts. At the center rose a spiral throne, grown rather than built, shaped by forgotten bioengineers who believed rulers should be bonded to their seats as much as to their people. Empress Velith Kazun, sovereign of 12 star systems, sat upon that throne with her spine straight and a crown of crystalline spines flaring softly in shades of violet and gold. She had ruled for nearly 4 centuries. She had faced rebellions, supernovae, extinction-level plagues, and gods that pretended to be machines. Nothing frightened her anymore. That is what she believed, until the doors opened. The gates to the throne hall parted with a sound like continents grinding together. The guards tensed, their exoskeletal armor clicking as they raised their plasma halberds in perfect unison. Diplomats, nobles, and war commanders turned their elongated heads toward the entrance, expecting another emissary from a conquered species. Instead, a single human walked in. He was unarmored, no visible weapons. Just a simple dark coat, worn boots, and eyes that scanned the impossible hall with quiet curiosity rather than fear. Velith felt it before she understood it. Her hands, clawed, elegant, and steady for centuries, trembled. A sharp intake of breath escaped her throat, an involuntary sound no one had heard her make since her coronation. The spiral throne reacted instantly, its bioluminescence flickering erratically. The nobles murmured. The guards exchanged alarmed glances. The Empress of the Zirian Dominion was shaken, because as the human took another step forward, memories that did not belong to this lifetime clawed their way into her mind. Fire, a dying sky, 2 figures standing hand in hand as the universe collapsed around them, and his face, this face, unchanged by centuries. State your name, Velith commanded, forcing steel back into her voice. The human stopped at the ceremonial mark etched into the floor. He bowed, not deeply, but respectfully. My name is Elias Rowan, he said, and I believe we've met before. The whole fell silent. Echoes of a forgotten universe. Elias Rowan had no business being alive. At least, that was what the Galactic archive insisted. Velith had memorized every line of the report centuries ago, back when the name Elias Rowan had first shattered her sleep cycles. A human scientist, a dimensional theorist, presumed dead during the cataclysm of Continuum 9, an event so violent it erased entire timelines from recorded reality. Yet here he stood, breathing, speaking, and looking at her as though she were not an untouchable empress, but an old friend. Or something far more dangerous. You claim prior acquaintance with the Empress, snarled High Chancellor Threx, his mandibles twitching. That is a crime punishable by. Silence, Velith said. Her gaze never left Elias. Explain, she said, softer now. Elias exhaled slowly. I didn't remember at first. Not fully. Just dreams. Fragments. A woman made of starlight, a throne grown from living stone, a promise we made at the end of everything. Velith's vision blurred. The memories surged again, unstoppable now. She remembered a younger universe, one unstable, tearing itself apart at the seams. She had not been Empress then. She had been Viella, a bioengineered guardian created to shepherd civilization through cosmic collapse. And Elias, he had been the human who discovered the truth, that the universe did not die. It restarted, again and again. Each cycle erased almost everything, but not quite. Some souls, bound by impossible forces, echoed forward into the next iteration. They had stood together at the edge of annihilation, watching stars blink out like dying embers. I'll find you again, Elias had said, holding her trembling hands as reality unraveled, no matter how many lifetimes it takes. Velith rose from the throne. The act alone stunned the court. Emperors did not rise unless to declare war or execution. Yet she descended the spiraling steps, each movement slow, deliberate, as if afraid he might vanish if she moved too quickly. "How?" she whispered. "How did you survive the reset?" Elias met her halfway across the hall. "I didn't," he said honestly. "Not completely. When the universe collapsed, my body was gone. But my consciousness, my pattern, was pulled into the same fold as yours. You were reborn as Empress. I was scattered." He touched his temple. "Memories took centuries to coalesce. This body? It's cloned, grown. I woke up 50 years ago with someone else's life in my head and yours in my dreams." The court erupted in chaos. "This is heresy. A manipulation. A human cannot claim soul bond." Velith raised a single hand, and the whole went silent once more. Her eyes glowed, not with authority, but with something dangerously close to emotion. "If what you say is true," she said, "then you remember what comes next." Elias nodded grimly. "The universe is destabilizing again," he said. "Different symptoms. Same disease. Another collapse is coming, and this time it won't reset cleanly." The word struck like a gravitational shockwave. Velith had felt it. Tiny inconsistencies in space-time. Stars aging too quickly. Ancient weapons activating without command. She had feared it but denied the truth. "And you came to me," she said, "because you believe we can stop it." "No," Elias corrected gently. "I came because I know we must face it together. Like before." For the first time in 400 years, the Empress felt tears burn behind her eyes. She turned away from the watching galaxy. "Clear the hall," she commanded. "All of you." "But Empress." "That is not a request." One by one, the most powerful beings in the Dominion retreated, leaving only Velith and Elias beneath the living stars of the ceiling. She faced him again, her voice barely above a whisper. "I ruled an empire waiting for you," she said, "even when I didn't remember why. When eternity remembers love." They worked in secret. Deep beneath the palace lay the chronal core, a relic from the first universe, an engine capable of stitching fractured realities together at unimaginable cost. Velith had guarded it for centuries, knowing it was important but never understanding why it frightened her. Elias knew. "It requires an anchor," he explained as energy flared around them. Two consciousnesses bonded across lifetimes. One to stabilize the present, one to reach into the collapsing future. "And the price?" Velith asked. Elias met her gaze, sadness and certainty intertwined. "One of us won't come back." The core roared to life, gravity folding inward as holographic stars screamed across the chamber. Reality itself seemed to peel open. Velith stepped closer. "You died for me once," she said. "I won't let you do it again." He smiled, the same smile from her memories, unchanged by epochs. "You already did," he replied. "In the first universe, you stayed behind to hold the core steady while I escaped. This time, let me return the favor." She reached for his hand. "No," she said. "We changed the pattern." The core pulsed, reacting to their defiance. Together, they placed their hands on the interface, not as Empress and human, but as two souls who had loved across endings. The energy surged, violent, unbearable, then suddenly balanced. The core stabilized. The future realigned. When the light faded, Elias collapsed to one knee, breathing hard, but alive. Velith laughed, a sound no one had heard since before her coronation. They had both survived. Weeks later, the galaxy celebrated. The anomalies vanished. The stars stabilized. The Empress announced a new era of openness, one that included a human advisor whose existence she no longer tried to explain away. And sometimes, When Vela sat upon the spiral throne and felt at home with contentment rather than duty, she would glance at Elias standing beside her. The universe had tried to forget them. It had failed. Because some connections were stronger than time, stronger than death, stronger than the end of all things. And when a human walked into the throne hall that day, the alien empress trembled, not from fear, but from recognition.